every man in the world wants a beautiful woman. That's what they say. Oh, is she beautiful? Then I want her. I want her to be mine. I want her to bear my children. I want her to be my wife. That's until they actually get the woman and marry the woman, and all of a sudden they start acting so paranoid, like something crazy is about to happen. It is only when they finally have this beautiful woman in their possession that they realize that, wait, now I have to struggle to hold on to her. And that's going to take a lot of work. There's a story of a 40-year-old man in Zambia who's called Arnold Masuka, who has requested the dissolution of his marriage over his wife's exceptional beauty. Olive, this woman was so beautiful to this man, at least. I saw the picture. She looks average.
Actually, I saw a post. I don't know if it was by you or someone else who
like
said, but whose picture is in the post? She was pretty, but
just basic.
Not Elizabeth Bagaya kind of beautiful.
Anyway, maybe as far as he goes, that's the hottest he could.
She was out of his league.
And finally he got her, and now he's tripping.
Maybe we need to see that picture of the man.
Well, he stunned officials and witnesses at a local court in the capital, Lusaka, when he told the judge that his wife, Hilda, that her beauty had caused him sleepless nights on several occasions. The Lusaka native added that he has been living in perpetual fear of losing his wife to another man, hence his resort to the unconventional demand of seeking a dissolution of his marriage. He told the court that he lives in constant fear and he often hesitates to leave the woman unattended or go to work because he's afraid that she might be lured away by other men.
Hey, Banange. Is that insecurity or something?
Of course it is insecurity. I mean, if she's the best you've ever got, of course you'll be terrified.
I'm inclined to believe that this man has no game. Because if a man has game, he knows that he's like a flower that attracts bees. So he's going to attract way more girls than this one and more beautiful. Haven't you ever seen a guy or a friend of yours that he's always hanging with the most beautiful girls? And you're like, dude, how do you do it?
Maybe he's handsome or confident or rich.
So this guy probably is lacking in different avenues.
So he's terrified of losing her, and
exactly,
he suffers from what we call in the manosphere a scarcity mindset. He feels that she cannot easily be replaced, and so he's terrified. And we've all been there. And you live and you learn and you grow and you be better. But if it's at the point where you can't sleep at night
and you have to dissolve a marriage, because marriage is serious business.
And this guy hasn't studied the book of life. You see, wise people know that you do not necessarily marry a beautiful woman.
Oh, come on.
If you look at most guys, like when they choose to get married, they tend to marry women that are, I should say, homely, if that makes sense to you. Do you know the meaning of homely? Like women who are very average looking, not necessarily ugly, but rather average looking.
Not show-stopping beautiful.
Right. And it's not because they can't get the beautiful ones, but it's like they would prefer to feel some security.
No, what you're saying is not prefer. It's because they are too insecure and they would rather have someone that will make them not feel that insecure.
Well, if you're a man on his mission and purpose, the one thing you don't want to constantly worry about is what your woman is up to.
But then, there is the irony though. The handsome or average-looking men will marry the handsome men will marry the average-looking women, and then the not-so-handsome men are going to go out of their way to marry the most beautiful girl out there. Make it make sense from a man's perspective.
I think obviously if you've spent your life wanting these beautiful women, you probably have been struggling to get them. And sometimes, if you succeed in life and you have some money and now you are in position to propose marriage to such a woman, you're going to take that chance. And a lot of these guys are doing that, except they're not used to being with a beautiful woman, and so they end up with these insecurities.
No, but there are guys that have their money. Money has never been a problem, but he's lacking on the look side. Maybe he has a nice body, but face aesthetics, no. And they always have the most beautiful girl, and they even are probably married to a very beautiful girl at home. So I think when it comes to these things of looks, it depends on how confident someone is and how secure they feel.
So what's the solution for this? Because some men, what they do, and part of the reason why, for example, some men like date many girls simultaneously is out of that fear of being disappointed. So that if one falls off, one like this, cheats on you or runs away or leaves you, you have your backup. But for you to have no one else and to be abandoned by the one woman you love with your whole heart and soul has driven many men to suicide.
Oh, I honestly think it has nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do, because you see, there are men that are not handsome, or even girls, but they are very confident that they know that other aspects of their lives are well aligned and that they're a catch. I've seen girls that are average looking, getting married to very handsome, rich or successful men. And most beautiful girls are usually like, what did he see in her? But that girl showed up and she was confident in who she is, and probably other attributes of her were actually matching up. Maybe, let's say, let me use your card. He wanted someone who knows how to cook. She can cook. No, I find that so, as in, like, out of everything, as in, you must cook, yes, but Fatboy's biggest requirement is you must cook him.
Not just
food.
me, most men.
Most men like you, and not everyone is like you.
If they were honest enough to admit it, that's what most men want. I mean, that's just the fact. Carry out a survey. That's what men want. We grow up watching our mothers prepare lovely meals for our fathers and for us, and so in seeking wives, that's what we want also.
And yet there are also men who grew up seeing their moms cooking, and yes, they love a woman who cooks. By the way, every time we talk about cooking, as far as a woman is concerned, I'm not against it, because cooking is a basic skill. And as a mom, you would want your children to enjoy your meals, even your husband. So you want that. But what I'm against is you saying that is the number one quality she must have. Is my life only about cooking meals for you?
No. But it's like a requirement. I think men should not be shamed for having a preference.
I'm not shaming.
If this is a man's preference.
Because when we tell men that we want them to have money and provide, then we are gold diggers. We are shamed.
No, you're gold diggers if you take the money but don't return the love.
But many guys actually worry about women being gold diggers, yet they don't even have the gold for the women to dig in the first place.
No, that's the problem. And I have never been opposed to giving women money or accepting the responsibility to provide for a woman. I think most men are okay with that. I think the idea of being a gold digger.
Men misunderstand your gospel of she should cook, she should be homely, she should be a homemaker. They misunderstand that. They think they should get but not give back. You're supposed to give back.
No, I think I do tend to have traditional views about relationships. I do think the man should be the one providing.
At least we have that out of that.
But you sort of have to make sure that you are obtaining value for what you are providing.
And for Fatboy, you must cook.
At a minimum. That gets one foot in the door for you. Because if you don't, then I'm happy to treat you as a booty call. I'm quite happy to do that.
Okay. And if you don't give me money, I am also happy to treat you like what?
Yeah.
Not even a side meal.
Because I've dated girls who they maybe like me for vibes, but
you have no vibes.
Exactly. So it's been a very rare occurrence for a chick to date me for vibes. But the few who have been with me for vibes, I don't give money or anything like that, and they're cool with it. And usually at some point when they feel like they want a man that provides more, then they will end the situation, the relationship, to be with a more materialistic man or a man who is more willing to provide.
So what do you have to say about men that give too much too quickly?
Well, I mean, if some men lead with money, either because they feel like it's the easiest way out, or maybe they just want to get to the point, I'm okay with that. Like, do it. And there will certainly be women who will embrace that. Some women are looking for guys like that.
But you see, the challenge in that is that sometimes, yes, of course, where there is money, any woman is going to warm up to you. But then how do you tell someone that is genuinely interested in you and someone that is there for the money? As a man.
I don't believe that. Okay, so I believe that we always are in it for something. I don't think love is unconditional. I think everyone
is so conditional.
Yes, I think men obviously they want something from the woman. Usually it's the physical, the sexual, and that kind of stuff. And women also want something. So, usually if a woman like is singing about love and all this crap as she's talking to me, in my head I'm thinking, all right, what's the underlying thing? What is she actually looking for? What does she actually want?
So you're telling us that if a guy comes to me and is singing what you call crap love to me,
obviously
I should also ask myself, what the hell is he looking for?
But of course, I'm sure you do. When a man says I love you, Olive, I'm sure in your mind you're like,
I've had that before.
Exactly. So as men, we also must do the same and say, what does she want? And usually it's easy to see. If depending on her age, if she's like maybe late 30s or 40s, maybe she's looking for a husband, she wants to settle down, wants security. Or if she's a young girl,
impressionable.
Or maybe she just wants money or things like that. Or if you're an exceptionally handsome dude, maybe you're like, okay, yeah, she just wants
vibes.
She just wants the vibes. So for us who don't have money or vibes or looks, it's a big mystery as to why girls like me.
How are you going to tell a girl that you're a CEO of a media house, founder, CEO, and that you don't have money? How? How do you sell that?
Well, I mean, where's my Mercedes?
Oh, no. Some people play. Oh, by the way, your car, if a girl is sharp, those are things they should never look at. I'll tell you something. I have a friend who runs a very, like a multi-million-dollar business. But a while back, he had let his car to the driver to drive his kids to and from school, and he said, until I buy another car, I will use a taxi. Now, this is someone you're going to find in a taxi and you're like, he has no money. Or you find him with, some girls don't date men that drive Toyotas. She sees a Toyota key and she's like, he's broke. Chick, what are you smoking? Don't do it.
And I think you've mentioned to us times when the time you're working in the bank.
Yes.
Typically it was the men who did not look like they had a penny to their name.
They had the money.
Whose bank accounts were the most impressive.
Yes.
Meanwhile, guys, suit.
Those are the brokers. They're like, so how much is
the balance?
What's that amount you leave on the account? There is that amount that is supposed to stay and keep the account so that it is not blocked. So he's like, okay, so if I remove minimum balance. So he's like, okay, so I have how much? So how much is minimum balance? Okay, let me write a check for this amount. Those are the guys that look nice and wear suits and smell good and have nice shoes. The guys you undermine are the rich guys. So don't judge a man by the car he drives. Don't judge a man by the clothes he wears. Sit with this man. See the kind of person he is. You will be surprised.
All right. Hear. And keep listening to the Fatboy Show on RX Radio.